Alrighty, guys, let's do our last assignment for this week. Let me show you how Vocabulary Day will work in here. On Vocabulary Day, we'll take 3 steps that will be very similar each week, but with new words and new paragraphs. Now, you're only going to learn 5 new words a week for my vocabulary. We don't want to do too many because they don't stick in our brain if we try to learn more than about 5 a week. And I can tell you, I've experienced that trying to learn Spanish myself. You can't learn too many words at one time. So if you're in our task list, let's look. We have 3 vocabulary activities to complete today. Our context clues practice, our definitions assignment, and our sentences assignment. So let's go ahead and let's get started. If you click on our context clues practice, let's look at the directions. Read the paragraph below to yourself, paying attention to what the highlighted words mean. Then answer the questions under the paragraph to practice using context clues. So that's the first thing we want to do is practice using context clues to figure out what a word means. Now you probably already know, but to use context clues means to use the sentence around the word to try to guess what the word means, even if we don't know the definition. So that's what these paragraphs are here to help you do. You read these 6 paragraphs, and you don't have to know all the information there, but focus on the sentences with the yellow word. Because after you read, you have 5 questions to answer. And all these questions is an opportunity for you to try to take a stab at what the word definition might be. But you don't use the internet to look it up. I don't want you to do that. You don't need to use a dictionary. I want you to use the sentences above to help you figure it out. That's what we call context clues. So let's maybe consider the first one. It says, based on the way it is used in the writing above, what does the word insinuate mean? So to figure that out, I'll scroll back up and go to the first paragraph where insinuate is. And let's look. This sentence says, he also loved to insinuate that his stories were about himself, but he never told the reader directly. He just hinted at it. So what I'll do now is just try to figure out, based on this sentence, what does the word insinuate maybe mean? And I'm not going to tell you what I think because I want you to tell me what you think, but that's all you'll write for each of these answers. Read the word, go back up and read the sentence with the word, then try to use the context clues in the sentence to guess what the word means. And you will use that process for each of the 5 words. Of course, to write your answers, hit submit assignment at the top, and that'll give you a text box, and you can write your 5 context clues, definitions down here. Now, your next step in your task list is your definitions assignment. After you tried to figure out what the words mean on your own, you will then use the internet to find the actual definitions according to Google or Webster's Dictionary. You can use any vocabulary or dictionary website you like. Your directions simply say use the internet to find the official definitions for the word below, then write the definitions in the text box underneath. So hit submit assignment to create a text box, and then use Google to find a definition for each of these words. Your answers will let me see how good you are at using the internet to find definitions. And if we have any issues, next week I'll address that and we can talk about how to better do research online. Once you've defined all 5 words using the internet, you can hit submit on your text box and you're done with that portion. Then the very last thing on your task list for the week, and then you're done, it's the weekend, is to write a sentence using each of your newly learned vocabulary words. Here's our directions. Write a correct sentence using each of our vocab words below. Write it in a text box underneath. So you might hit submit assignment. And now you know what these words mean. You know what insinuate means. You know what haste means. You know what diplomacy means. All you need to do is write a sentence using that word. So I'll give you an example, and you cannot use my sentence when you write yours later. Sorry. But here's how I might do it. So I'm using the word insinuate, and I now know that it means to hint, basically, to try to allude to something but don't tell exactly what it is. So I might say, she never told him that she liked him out loud. She simply insinuated it through her behavior. Okay, my word insinuate is there. It's used correctly. And what my sentence tells us is that she didn't actually show that she liked him by saying it. She showed it through her behavior, which is kind of like a hint. She never told him directly. And that's what insinuate means, is to hint. I wrote a sentence that shows I understand what that word means. You notice I came up with the sentence on my own. You can write your sentence about whatever you want. Just use the word from our vocab list and try to use the word correctly. Show me you can use it correctly. Now, once you've written all 5 sentences for all 5 of our words, you can hit submit assignment and you are done with your vocab day. I hope you have a great weekend as you're working through this week or today's assignment. If you have any questions, please email me. Use the question board. Thanks for all your hard work this week. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday.